Hey guys, today we're checking out some more Star Trek The Next Generation Season 3. Picard's painting! Oh, we've seen him paint before, I think, in like a field in the holodeck. Maybe. It's music. Maybe he's in the holodeck right now. I like his silk shirt. Oh my.
The away team has completed its survey of Dr. Apgar's work and is ready to return to the ship.
What's he painting?
Oh, please. And feel free to examine the work of the other students, too.
Interesting.
He doesn't like it.
Oh, in what way?
While suggesting the free treatment of form usually attributed to Fauvism, this quite inappropriately attempts to haphazard melange of clashing styles.
He doesn't like it.
Thank you, Mr. Data.
You are welcome, sir.
My goodness.
If I can be of further assistance.
No, thank you.
He was hesitant to tell him that, though. He was giving him the side eye. Well, he gave it to you straight.
Transporter room to
What's up,
engineering.
O'Brien?
I have a power drain.
Power drain. Whoa! The music!
Transporter room.
Holy
Commander Riker
crap.
aboard. Not yet, Captain. I'm having trouble clearing the signal.
Oh, wait, Riker's not aboard? Excuse me?
Why do you sound so surprised, Mr. O'Brien?
He doesn't know what
For a
happened.
moment, we weren't sure you left the space station in time.
In time for what?
He doesn't know.
Just exploded, sir.
Like, just in time. Da-da-da! Oh my goodness.
Why was there a power drain before transport?
Good question.
I don't know, sir.
I shall want an answer to that.
The radiation and debris are consistent with an overload of the station's reactor core.
Were there any indications of reactor core problems while you were on the station?
The reactor core? Is he feeling guilty?
Mr. LaForge indicated that this was not an entirely routine mission.
It's a long story, sir, but I'm sure it doesn't have anything to do with his accident.
What is he not saying?
Security Force requests permission to beam aboard.
Granted. Will you escort him to the bridge, Mr. Worf?
Aye, sir.
He's really troubled.
Perhaps you had better tell me as much as possible prior to his arrival.
Yes, spill it.
Chief Investigator, welcome to the Enterprise. I'm Captain Picard. This is my first officer.
Chief Investigator,
Commander
that was
William
quick.
Riker.
Commander Riker, I am here to take you into custody.
Like arrest?
Suspicion of murder.
Murder? Now,
Bring
wait
on.
a minute. You can't come on.
Chief Investigator, we are perfectly willing to cooperate with you.
Then release the prisoner for transportation to the planet.
What did they think he like put a bomb on it and left?
2 witnesses have come forward to describe Commander Riker's threats against Dr. Apgar.
Threats?
What?
I'm aware there was a private conversation.
That's not his style.
If I understand Federation regulations on this matter before
I am aware of Federation regulations, sir.
Talked right over him.
Would you say that you are close
Got a
to your
warrant.
first officer, Captain?
That question is irrelevant here.
Really, Captain, you cannot believe that. How can I expect a fair and impartial decision?
He's protecting his friend.
Or what if you were suddenly to decide to leave this star system?
You have my word as a Starfleet officer that I will not.
Captain, you will turn him over to me for interrogation now.
I don't think he can do anything.
All the events leading to the explosion, we will require access to all the witnesses.
Mr. Data, will you report to my ready room?
Aye, sir.
I mean, Riker did seem like he was keeping something secret. Is he hiding something?
Would it be possible to program the holodeck to recreate what happened on the science station?
It would require construction and design specifications, but it is possible.
Make it so.
Very well. Arrangements will be made to provide you with all available information.
Cool.
I shall return shortly with our witnesses.
A matter of perspective, I'm starting to think about the title. Maybe he's kind of guilty in some way that he doesn't mean to be?
We are going to recreate the research station. And Commander Riker, I want you to give the computer detailed depositions of everything you saw, everything you heard while you were on board.
Well, will he? Is he hiding something?
Captain,
Shouldn't they have a
May
conversation?
I have a word with you?
Yes.
Under the circumstances, number one, I think that would be inappropriate.
Whoa. I didn't really expect him to say no. I don't think he had anything to do, like, with murder, but he might have done something accidentally that it made it explode.
all participants have entered their depositions, technical schematics, and complete records from the lab's ground computers, as well as Dr. Apgar's personal logs have been included.
Cool. That we're making a model.
I'm not a murderer.
Yeah.
I went to the Tannigan lab as an official representative of Starfleet. I was there to evaluate Dr. Apgar's progress in the development of a Krieger wave converter. That's all I was interested in.
Nothing more. Will we see a simulated him? Yeah, okay, we will. Cool.
Fine, whatever. I must say, Commander, I resent this early arrival. Starfleet will get its converter. I've had a few setbacks, that's all.
We're not here to pressure you, Doctor. We just want an update on your progress.
Yeah, he's a little defensive.
Tell us about this other mission.
It was just a study of a proto-star cloud. The Enterprise will be back tomorrow.
The Enterprise just left you here?
We didn't want to inconvenience you. We've made arrangements for quarters on the planet.
So he stayed over.
You and Mr. LaForge stay with us.
I hardly
know
think-
that you would prefer to be left alone with your very important work, but I, for one, am glad for the company.
Is she flirting with him?
I must apologize for my husband's lack of social graces. He may
He's
be one
cranky.
of the great scientific minds in the galaxy, but he does come up a bit short in other areas.
She is flirting with him. Yeah, he's flirting.
Computer, freeze program.
She's flirting.
Then it's your testimony that it was Mrs. Apgar's idea for you to spend the night aboard the space station.
It's my testimony, and it's the truth.
Resume program.
I'm like, I'm on the lookout here for clues or something. Lady? Is that dude not her husband?
This is my sanctuary. Privacy is very important on a small station.
Maybe this is what he just didn't want to talk about.
I knew I'd find you with him. Did you think I didn't notice how you looked at him? I'm not the fool you take me for.
Doctor.
Oh my god.
Resume program.
I suppose if I make a formal complaint, your report on my work won't be very good.
It was a misunderstanding of the worst kind.
Yeah, he's not like that.
That there is no justification for all the extra dicosilium I've requested.
Doctor,
I can explain why I needed it. They have no idea what my problems are. There are explanations for all of it.
I don't need explanations.
Then we have nothing further to say to each other.
Is this right where he beams up?
Freeze program.
Captain Picard, is it not true that your sensors detected an energy drain just as Commander Riker began transport?
Yes.
That's correct. Have you been able to explain it?
Not to my knowledge.
Someone fired a phaser?
We have determined that it came from the very spot Commander Riker was standing.
Well, that is suspicious. I like this music.
So then,
Mysterious.
will you allow me to show you my recreation of the end of this story?
Like what he thinks happened?
Riker to Enterprise. I'm ready to leave now.
Stand by, Commander.
And then he
Engaging
just
transport.
turns around and shoots him on the way out. He would never.
3 seconds later, the space station exploded.
I mean, it is very suspicious.
Sensors indicated radiation burst on deck 39 outside cargo bay 12.
Computer, identify type of radiation.
Emission is not consistent with any known radiation.
What kind of radiation could do this?
Is that the ship?
We understand how difficult this will be for you. If you need a recess, please don't hesitate to ask.
Would you like to make a
So
statement
sweet.
before we begin?
No. I just know he did it. He killed my husband.
She's just mad that he spurned her advances.
Someday I'll be able to reward you for all your patience. I'll get you everything you ever dreamed of.
Dr. Apgar, I'm Commander William Riker, Lieutenant Commander Geordi LaForge.
My assistant, Tana. Well, let's get on with it, shall we?
Is this is her testimony? Is it gonna be different?
Do you assist your husband in his work?
Oh, dear, no, I'm no scientist.
No, neither am I.
But I find this all fascinating, don't you?
Mr. LaForge, why don't you take a look at the doctor's experimental data?
See, she's gonna make it look like he flirted.
I'm sure my report will only underscore the need for continued support of your research.
Tana, I'll call up the records, show the commander's assistant whatever he wants to see.
Our field generator is on the planet since it requires a minimum of 5,000 kilometers.
A matter of perspective, I see now. We're gonna see everybody's sides.
I would appreciate it if Commander LaForge and I could stay
He's got
here
those
until the
wandering eyes.
Enterprise returns.
In this version.
It's a little inconvenient.
It would help to accelerate the process.
Well, if you wish, Commander. Now,
I don't believe it. That's not what happened.
The environmental controls are here.
Yeah, right.
Commander, please.
Oh, no,
It's
he
late
would never.
and I'm tired.
That's not his style. Mm-mm.
Please, my husband will be looking for me.
Your
I
sanctuary.
don't like seeing him
remember?
like this.
Commander, don't, please.
She's lying. That never happened.
Freeze program.
Please.
You know Picard believes him.
I wasn't the one who closed the door.
He would
I
never.
didn't proposition her, and I certainly didn't try to rape her.
Whoa, drop the hard R.
Why are you doing this?
Well, come on, sit down.
Troy must be able to tell if it's the truth, right? They should ask her who's telling the truth.
I knew you'd try this, Riker. Do you think I didn't notice how you looked at her?
Oh! No, all I did was
You
dive
won't
away.
get away with this. Your career is over.
If you
That's
report this,
motive.
you'll be making a terrible mistake, Doctor.
But this, maybe it's somewhere in the middle. Maybe Riker's lying about some of it, but I don't think so. I don't want to believe that.
Excuse me.
We'll take a short recess.
Talk to Troy. Can't she tell what's going on? Troy, do you believe him?
Well, I didn't sense any deception from her.
Whoa.
Then you think that I
No, of course not. I know you. You don't have to convince me of anything.
We can't both
Okay.
be telling the truth.
Matter of perspective.
It is the truth, as each of you remembers it.
But which one's the real
Her version
truth?
puts a noose around my neck.
So she's not just like lying. That's what she really thinks happened?
Evacuate. Repeat, evacuate.
Evacuate?
Radiation emissions are indicated in sickbay.
He's gonna punch through? Commercial break. What is this thing? What is happening?
Data's noticed something that's too strange to be a coincidence.
Lay it on
Two
us.
radiation events aboard the Enterprise occurred 5 hours, 20 minutes, and 3 seconds apart. The science station exploded yesterday at almost 4 times that interval.
Oh, maybe it was just this goo stuff then.
Based on Tana's deposition, we have recreated the incident in Commander Riker's quarters as Dr. Apgar described it to her.
Oh.
Computer.
Inspector, this
Hearsay.
is hearsay.
Right.
She wasn't a witness to this incident.
Agreed. But it's another perspective. Is it just a third version of it?
I knew I'd find the two of you together.
They were both into it in this version. In this one, he gets bested. Okay.
I'm going to report this, Riker. You can count on that.
You're a dead man, Apgar. A dead man.
Literally threatened him. Now I'm suspecting the wife.
Dr. Apgar came to find you.
Yes. I left the station with Manawa. The next day, when I heard the station had exploded, I knew what had happened. He'd killed Dr. Apgar.
Hearsay.
I have established motive, method, and opportunity in any court in the Federation that is sufficient to warrant the extradition of the accused. I await your decision forthwith.
Is there anything Picard can do? He looks like his hands are tied.
I don't see any alternative. Do you?
We both know Will's innocent.
Of course he's innocent.
Okay, good. He said it. All right. I knew it.
The evidence warrants a trial. I'll have to allow extradition.
Do you think there's enough evidence to prove his innocence?
No.
Unless the radiation.
We have found the source of the radiation.
Yes,
Can you join us
yes.
on the bridge?
We need this.
Knowledge.
I need a ready room.
It's the field generator that Apgar used during his research.
We now know what is causing the bursts and why the science station exploded, sir.
And we also know who killed Dr. Apgar.
Was it the wife or the assistant or someone we don't know yet?
But isn't it remarkable that we haven't seen what really happened? Load manual program 1, time index 1441.
All right, let's see. What does he think happened?
He said he needed more time. He was upset by our early arrival. But in fact, I maintain that he had already made that breakthrough. Your field generator down on the planet's surface has been sending out harmless energy charges, which this facsimile converting into Krieger waves.
But the holodeck can't create anything dangerous.
Yeah, that's true. So what happened?
The converter is nothing more than a complex series of mirrors and reflective coils. The energy from the field generator down on the planet simply reflects off of elements in the converter, turns it into highly focused Krieger waves.
And those same waves have been randomly striking.
Burning holes through the ship.
Why would Dr. Apgar lie about his success?
Someday I'll be able to reward you for all your patience. I'll get you everything you ever dreamed of.
Computer, run Riker program 2, time index 1610.
He's got it all figured out.
To your success, Doctor.
And the rewards that come with it.
Freeze.
The rewards.
I never said that.
Nevertheless, it seems clear that your husband was motivated to earn the rewards that pleased you, Mrs. Apgar.
What's wrong with that?
Needed more time?
He must have been worried that Starfleet was becoming suspicious. He needed more time to finish his work. Apgar said that in each of the 3 versions. No doubt he was afraid Commander Riker might learn the truth.
Already done it.
I submit he decided to murder Commander Riker.
Oh.
Ridiculous.
Is it? Computer, run Tana program 4. Tana, what exactly is Apgar doing here?
Activating the generator on the planet.
Why would he do
Or
that?
is he?
I don't know.
Maybe he was already thinking ahead to his next confrontation with Commander Riker.
Did he try to shoot Riker?
Dr. Apgar energized the converter at the moment of Commander Riker's beam out, hoping to make his death look like a transporter accident. But something went wrong. The energy pulse hit the transporter beam and reflected back.
Ricochet. I see.
Our facsimile will automatically process the energy charge from the planet and reflect it, just as the original converter did before the explosion.
They are good.
I'm ready to leave now. Stand by, Commander. Engaging transport.
Oh! Holy crap. It's lucky Riker didn't die too.
Dr. Apgar
Blew
killed
up the
himself
holodeck.
during his attempt to kill Commander Riker.
And you lied, and we know it.
I withdraw my request for Commander Riker's extradition. Commander, my apologies.
Okay. Vindicated.
Number one, have we any further business in the Tanaga system?
None that I know of.
Let's get the frig out of here.
Perhaps you would do me the pleasure of getting this ship underway.
With pleasure, sir.
Ensign Crusher, set course for Emelon 2, Warp 3.
Course laid in, sir.
Engage.
Okay. Okay, guys, that was season 3, episode 14, and that one was interesting. I feel like maybe it was a good idea that didn't really get executed totally perfectly. I like that they tried to go for it, and I did like that this episode opened with kind of a little character moment with Picard painting, and Data comes in, and they have a little exchange there that is seemingly non-important to the plot, but just kind of adds a little something. I mean, I like that when we've done that in other episodes, you know, they're playing poker or they're having dinner or whatever. I like those little character moments, but then I was also sitting here thinking that it does kind of play into the theme of the episode though, because it was 3 people painting the same thing and it came out a different way for each person. So it was kind of playing into the theme of the episode, which is, you know, people's recollection of the same event being different. And I did find it interesting that the perspectives of Riker and the wife, according to Troy, they were both telling the truth. That's the thing about perspective, right? And about memory and the way we all perceive things differently. I mean, there's some complicated ideas in there. I did also like that we used the holodeck in this episode, but not in the way that we have been usually using it, which is like go in and mess around and play around and do a character, or like, you know, have training or something like that. They really used it to like recreate something in order to solve a mystery, really. But I do find it a little bit troubling that something that was created in the holodeck could have real impact on the ship around it with the radiation, like burning holes and everything. So that's kind of troublesome, I think. It's possible something could be created in the holodeck that causes harm outside the holodeck. It's crazy to me. I didn't know that that was a possibility. So once again, we're just sort of raising the stakes in this season, and I think it's probably a good thing. I think a mystery is tricky because you have to have like a satisfying resolution. That's tricky to pull off. I just think it is. But yeah, this one just felt a little bit different. They did something a little different in this episode, and I like that they kind of went for it. And I am very excited to watch 2 more episodes next week because yesterday's Enterprise has been on a lot of people's lists of top episodes. I know that it is kind of a beloved episode, so I'm really looking forward to that. So stay tuned for that next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I had a great time. I hope you had a great time too, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.